Hello, Mum. Hello, beautiful. Haven't you done well? But I can kind of see the problem. I'm almost certain she's probably had a cesarean having puppies this big in a tiny little dog like that.
It's really small and the pups are really doing well.
Yeah, they weren't going to come out the natural way, were they, honey?
Jane is introducing Scott to the sad story behind Sadie and her 3 puppies.
So Sadie was very heavily pregnant when she was brought into a vet clinic by her owners. She's only a baby herself. You've done so well, haven't you? Then she had a cesarean in order to deliver them. They were huge puppies. But of course the bill was quite large and the owners simply refused to pay it, so they dumped her at the vet practice. All right, let's have a little look at this tummy, hey? If we just flip her onto her back like that, Jane, well done. Oh, lots of milk there for babies. Well done, Mum.
We'd like to see if we can get her vaccinated as well.
Absolutely, yeah, that's fine. I brought the vaccinations today, all good. Thankfully, the team here at All Dogs Matter jumped in and saved Sadie, took the puppies here and then have reared them all together. They're a gorgeous little family and all 3 puppies have already got homes. Yes, just no more puppies. You're far too small. OK, Sadie, be a brave girl. Brave girl, well done. Oh, I know, it's a little bit sore, isn't it, sweetheart? I know, brave girl. Sadie's trying to be saved by one of her puppies over there. Look at that. I'll save you, Mummy. Come here. Come here. Oh, my goodness, you guys are so cute. Let me have it. Oh, yes. Aren't you guys lucky? You've already got homes, hey? How cool is that?
But Scott's work is a long way from finished.
So, Scott, I know you're having fun with the pups, but I was just called.
Another terrible case of neglect is arriving at the kennels.
Hi, ladies. How you doing?
Hi.
Who have you got for me today?
Right.
Oh, hello, gorgeous. Hello.
Little Honey in the back.
So this is Honey. Hello, beautiful. And wow.
Not in very good condition.
I only need a few seconds to see there's quite a few issues here,
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah.
Hey, but you're incredibly gorgeous.
It's very sweet. So we got a call today from one of the local pounds that we work with about a beautiful Shar Pei that had been abandoned. She was on death row, on the death row list, so she'd done 7 days and was now ready to go. So we were asked if we could come over and help out.
First of all, I can see this poor skin. She's scratching like mad, very red and very thickened, all these little scabs all over. So it's almost certain she's got mange, the mange mite, which basically runs underneath the skin, is incredibly itchy, leads to this hair loss and of course then a secondary infection where they're scratching themselves all the time.
Sure.
But of course, one thing we know mostly about Shar Peis is all these extra folds of skin.
Mm-hmm.
And what she's got, which is very classic of the breed, is entropion or in-rolling eyelids. And what they're doing is rubbing on the protective surface of the eye, the cornea, and leading to an ulcer. But certainly, the longer that's left, the more chance that she'll become blind.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, poor Honey, we can't have that. Scott needs to fix you. I would imagine that a dog like Honey, she's quite a rare colour, would have probably cost, say, at least £1,000. So research, look at what you're buying. You wouldn't buy a Ferrari if you couldn't afford the insurance, And it's so stressful for them being abandoned. They can suffer not just physically, emotionally. It's so difficult for them not knowing what's going on in their lives.
I'm going to do my best to make your face as beautiful as your personality, but it's already pretty gorgeous. It is.
Scott's here to save the day, save the honey monster.
It is. I'll do my best. They're the victims in this. They are literally the pawn in a terrible game of dog chess. I don't know why people think they deserve to have a dog when they treat them in this manner.
Scott will now take Honey back to Richmond for surgery that will decide her future.
In order for her to get the forever home, she does have some fairly serious hurdles to jump. We've got to get the skin sorted, and absolutely the eye problem that she's got is severe. The procedure that we have to perform is complex, and sometimes this surgery doesn't work. There we go.
All right,
say
we'll
goodbye to
come and see you
Ira.
next week. You be a good girl. We'll see you next week.
So it really is an unsure future, but fingers crossed, she absolutely deserves a second chance.
Bye, Scott. Bye, Honey. See you next week.
Oscar, sit.
While Honey has endured a tough start to her life,
Oscar, down.
Over at St Margaret's, there is definitely no shortage of love for 9-week-old Oscar.
See it building up.
Scott's new clients, Stephen and Thomas, are besotted first-time parents.
So Oscar, he's just completely cute and adorable, and he's just completely added to our life.
He's absolutely amazing. He really is. Yeah, when he learns a new trick, or when he comes up and first thing in the morning and his tail's all wagging, he's all excited to see you. It's just, there's no feeling like it in the world. Such a good boy, hey?
The Labradoodle puppy has only been with them for 4 days, and they're struggling with their controlled crying regime.
The first night, he was just a complete state. We'd already decided we were going to do crate training.
I'm sure any new dog or any new puppy owner will say the same thing about night one. The noise is just... I'm sure, you know, not having kids, but I'm sure it's a similar feeling to new parents with their babies when their babies are crying their hearts out. It kind of does tug on your heartstrings. You think about this little cute, little defenceless puppy downstairs who's crying its heart out.
Stephen and Thomas have decided they need help, and later today, they'll be heading to the Richmond clinic for Oscar's first puppy class.
Good boy. We're kind of hoping that we'll be able to pick up on other owners, and also Sam, the lady who's going to run the class, hopefully ask her a bit about it and make sure that we're doing it right. Because we are concerned, this is our first puppy.
Hey, sit. Hey. Hey, play nicely.
Almost sit.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Look who I've got. Honey.
Honey.
It's a big reception at Richmond for Scott's new patient, Honey.
We've got a little bit of work to do on her face, so Gemma,
Yeah.
you can take her downstairs, get everything ready for us, and I'm going to get into my scrubs, all right?
All right. Come on then. Come on, honey bunny.
The 1-year-old Shar Pei was dumped after her owners discovered she had medical problems that were going to cost over £1,000 to fix.
Well done. What do you think of her?
Oh, look at her skin.
I know, it's really bad, isn't it?
Little baby.
Yeah, poor mangy girl.
Hey, honey bun.
So, we're just going to put a catheter in your leg, okay?
You're gonna be a good girl.
Give you some pre-med. You can just... I think she's just yearning for attention, any kind of attention, even a vet putting a needle in her arm. She's pretty chilled about it. She's an absolute sweetheart. This is a really complicated procedure that I'm about to perform on Honey. She's such a lovely dog, but at the moment, she doesn't have a home and she doesn't have a future. So I better get this procedure right. So you can see those horrible eyelashes. Look, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of swelling of all the tissues surrounding the eye as well. So, poor little girl. All right.
Oh, you're gonna see the world. You're able to see the world again. I don't know how people can treat them like this. Look at her.
No.
Do you know, with everything that she's got wrong with her and how uncomfortable her skin must feel, she's still so lovely.
I know. This procedure, you would say, is a bit like a facelift. It is lifting some skin away from the tops and the bottoms of the eyes in order for her to see. But this isn't a plastic surgery procedure that's just for her beauty and good looks. This is to try and fix her eyes, try and take away that chronic irritation, those in-rolling eyelids, and the scratching that she must feel on the eyes as a result of the eyelashes. Hard to tell. I mean, they're so deep-seated and so covered. I'm really struggling to be able to actually even see the eye. So, yeah. Honey's lived her whole life in discomfort, I would imagine. This hasn't been a good life for her so far.
Did you get a bit carried away with the clipping?
A nice wide surgical site, Gemma. It's not about aesthetics here. Well, it is about aesthetics. I'm actually giving her a facelift.
Yeah. Okay.
Time for your close-up.
Scott is about to start the operation which could change the life of Honey, the rescue dog. In this delicate doggy facelift, he needs to take away enough skin to stop her eyelashes scratching her cornea. Too little skin and the procedure will fail.
So what I'm doing here is just taking away a section of tissue above the eye, and then I'm going to stitch those sections of skin back together, and what that's going to do is cause a bit of tension and it'll help to pull the eyebrow back. Yeah, it's obviously a pretty unattractive thing to watch, but it will give a functional result, which is a dog that won't have eyelashes rubbing up constantly against her poor eye.
It has put me off going under the knife myself. I don't think I'll be having any plastic surgery. Bit gruesome for me, but it's perfect for Honey. It's going to really make a difference to her. What kind of stitch are you going to do?
Was there a dressmaking stitch that you'd recommend?
Or maybe an invisible slip stitch.
Before Gemma changed careers, she was a successful fashion designer. Today, she's not holding back with her assessment of Scott's handiwork.
I don't know if I'd let him on a couture gown. They're not dainty enough stitches, I'm afraid. No comment.
It's probably the same would apply, Gemma. I don't think I'd let you free on anything with a pulse.
Excuse me, I have you know, I've been learning my suturing. They're quite good.
What you've been practicing on?
On a bit of rubber thing.
Exactly.
So me and Scott have a little bit of banter. When I first came for an interview, he said to me, well, you're no spring chicken. And he didn't realise what he'd said until he'd said it, and then it was out there. He couldn't take it back. So I think that gives me right to tease him occasionally. Yeah, she's going to let me on a live patient soon.
Gosh. Make sure that I'm heavily sedated when that happens.
I'll make sure you're not in the building. He's annoyed with me now. That's going together really beautifully, isn't it? It's amazing.
Really happy with the outcome. The eyelashes are now folding outside the eye where they're supposed to be, and hopefully a much more comfortable future lies ahead.
So exciting to meet the other puppies. I wonder how he's going to behave with them.
Outside the Richmond Practice, Stephen and Thomas have arrived with Oscar.
I'm sure he'll be okay with the other ones as well. Yeah.
They're confident their 9-week-old debutant will be a star at his first puppy class.
I think he will be. He's a really fast learner. So far, he's really picked things up quickly. We haven't even tried sit or stay or anything like that.
Good boy.
4 other puppies will be attending: Jasmine, Jack, and sisters Pickle and Lily.
We decided we wanted French Bulldogs because we'd heard they were great characters. And of course, after we'd decided to get 2, we read all the literature that said, whatever you do, do not get 2. But we just found it's a little bit too late. They're extremely hard work. They lead each other up the garden path. They're totally gorgeous, totally delightful. We love them to pieces.
Thank you for all coming. So my name's Sam. I run the puppy classes and the puppy parties. So what I'd like to do first is if we go round and introduce yourselves and your puppy.
This is Oscar. He's 9 weeks old. He's a medium-sized Labradoodle. We brought him home on Saturday, so it's literally day 4 or day 5 for us.
Okay, so what's he brought to your life?
So far, a lot of lack of sleep.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Stephen and Thomas are keen to share their parenting problems with the group.
First night was a challenge, to be honest. We decided that we were going to put him downstairs from day 1 and be strong and put him in the cage, and that was going to be it. And within 5-10 minutes, it was like torture. It was absolutely unbelievable. So we were in the hallway on our phones trying to Google what do you do? Books around, strewn across the living room floor, in pyjamas, pulling our hair out.
There is a point where you can't just leave them crying because they're just getting distressed.
Yeah.
And then you can actually create issues with leaving them because they're just getting worked up that no one's coming for them. So yes, to a point, you should just let them cry out and see if they settle. And lots of the time they do settle on their own. If you want to pop the pups down.
It's time to let the puppies loose. While Oscar's content to go to sleep, Pickle and Lily are immediately causing trouble.
I'm very, very worried that they'll be out of control very quickly, and that if we don't stop it now, that we're going to have 2 dogs that are completely untrainable.
So far, so good. I'm just about to move to the other eye.
So whilst you're doing this to poor Honey, all the puppies are in upstairs.
I wonder what all that barking was upstairs.
Yeah, puppy party time.
You hear those playful barks and you think, you know what, I feel a little jealous. I want to get up there and have some fun. But then I realised that the kind of presents the puppies bring aren't ones that I want to pick up.
Nearly there, Honey. You're doing very well.
We get her skin sorted, we get her face and eyes sorted, and she'll be the beauty on the outside as well as in.
So So when are you booking in for your facelift?
How rude.
Now he doesn't know what to say.
So there's the last suture on our little beauty, and fingers crossed after that little facelift, she's just gonna be a happy, healthy girl. But that, Gemma, is that?
Now we've got to find her a home.
Okay, she can wake up now. Lovely. There we go, here we go. Good girl. Hello, honey. Good girl.
Hi.
Hello, hi. Look, you can see me. Yeah, look, she's looking at me already. Hello.
Honey.
Ah, how cool is that? All right, should we put you back in a cage to sleep it off? Yeah?
But while Honey may be out of danger, the vet may be in a bit of trouble.
It must have really hurt because I could just tell by his face he was in agony. He's about to cry, I think. Did that bring tears to your eyes? It wasn't funny to Scott at the time, but I was dying inside. Couldn't laugh, but...
yeah.
Both Scott and Honey will have to cope with a bit of swelling tomorrow.
Good girl, you've done so well. That's the first big hurdle jumped. I'm just gonna sort out your skin and find you a new home.
Upstairs, French Bulldog sisters Pickle and Lily are proving to be the class clowns.
Pickle, come on.
Completely barking mad.
Sam's now trying to teach their owner Sally the off command.
Off. Good girl. If you say off and she's not leaving it straight away, then you know that she doesn't understand off yet.
Off means you get treat.
Good girl.
Problem hopefully solved. But now Lily's decided she wants to be top dog.
Well, that showed him.
Yeah, now he's the boss.
And when Oscar finally does attempt to socialise, he's not impressed with how the other kids want to
We're both quite aware of it. It's not a human child, but he's our little boy. He's
But he is our little boy.
He's not a baby, he's our little boy.
He is our little boy.
Oh, Oscar.
Put it in the scrapbook.
Put it in the scrapbook.
It's a proud moment in every father's life. When your puppy poos in the vet the first time.
I love Oscar to pieces. I can't believe he's our dog.
Oh, perked up now.
Exactly. You'll pay more attention next week and learn lots of new things.
Yes,
won't you?
we look forward to seeing you next
Looking
week.
forward to it. Thank you so much again.
See you next week, Sam.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Good boy.
Come on, gorgeous girl. Come on, beautiful. That's a good girl.
It's 24 hours since Honey's operation, and the Shar Pei's eyes have already opened up significantly.
Any woman that gets a facelift is always going to be critical of the result. But the fact that Honey is following me around and giving me kisses and cuddles, I think that client satisfaction is all good. Her spatial awareness with the collars, a little bit questionable. She's smashing into almost everything. But you know what, it has to stop her from scratching those sutures, and it's all important to get the result we want.
Honey has also been ravaged by mange mites, which are still causing excruciating inflammation to her skin.
Not much of a spa treatment today for poor Honey. Instead of having a shampoo that smells like lavender or a rose petal, it smells like petrol. Pretty disgusting. But the hope is once we've killed off those nasty mites, she is going to have a beautiful, glossy, honey-coloured coat.
Great teamwork, but there does seem to be a bit of truth serum in this bathwater.
Vets never get involved in anything like this. It's very rare that they get involved in the dirty work. So it's always funny when they do, because they always do it wrong.
Nathan is only one of 2 male vet nurses employed at the practices.
We're surrounded by a bunch of very, very strong-willed women. You know, there's bloke solidarity with me and Nathan.
Especially when it comes to that time of the month. That's the...
He's going to get it now, I tell you.
I think the guys secretly like being outnumbered, and they give as good as they get. And certain boys are more bigger gossip than the girls. I won't name names.
All right, Honey, so you've got to dry off naturally. Oof. I tell you what, anyone that gets this dog is going to be lucky because she is an absolute delight.
So this is the street?
Nearby in Isleworth, Scott's wife Zoe and her sister Maz are on a mission.
And is that it? That's this new block here? It's not that one. It's this one. This one. Yeah. This is the new practice. We're just going to...
Maz runs Scott's 2 vet practices. This old tobacconist shop is about to become number 3.
It's not. It isn't. It's, this is far from... It's a fixer-upper. It's a fixer-upper. It's a wreck at the moment, and it's my job to try and turn that into a practice as beautiful as our other 2. It does need a bit of work. A little bit of work, Mouse. We cannot polish this. We cannot polish this. Planning on rolling it in a lot of glitter. Oh my God, I'm gonna take shares in glitter.
Zoe will be doing all the design work. This is her first look at the site.
This is unbelievable. Tell me we haven't paid for this yet. Wanna look inside? I'm gonna kill him.
The Isleworth practice is most definitely the biggest project that I have given my sister-in-law Maz. And this one, it could make or break us.
Okay. Welcome to paradise. Oh my goodness. Wow. Basically, all of this is going. It's a mess. It is a total mess. There's bits of wood hanging off. There is no windows. There's no windows. What has no windows? I know. Scott's new clinic. We're not going to keep this bad boy. No, this is going on. I like this. It's quality Formica. I was going to say something like a bit of chipped Formica to say we can value your pet. We can look after your animal.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Hi.
I swear he's getting heavier.
Heavier by the day. Go on through.
Thank you, thank you.
Lisa's bringing 3-year-old Edwin to see Scott, but his weight is not the issue.
Hello, handsome boy. So, what's Edwin in to see me for today?
Well, over the last couple of months, I've noticed that he's been having terrible problems with...
Getting out of his box? Come on, mate.
Wanting to come and see you.
Yeah, it's not that bad, is it? Holding up a delight.
With runny eyes, runny nose, sneezing,
right,
and at times having episodes of coughing where he just sounds and feels very full of fluid.
Right, okay. Well, that all sounds fairly significant, actually. It does sound a little bit like feline asthma.
Yeah. So sometimes he sounds a bit like Darth Vader. I feel really sorry for him, and there are times when he's just, seems to be struggling, seems more lethargic. He's still eating, but he's playing less. And then more recently, as I said, the coughing is quite worrying to me.
It's thought that maybe 1 in 100 cats in the UK can suffer with asthma, feline asthma. And when we're trying to manage asthma, obviously asthma can be potentially life-threatening. So what we need to do is get ahead of it, diagnose it early, and then have them on certain levels of treatment. Asthma in cats does present in a fairly similar way to people. People are short of breath, their respiration rate's high, they're just struggling to breathe, struggling to survive. And exactly the same thing can happen in cats. If we do find that it is asthma, then it can be caused by so many different things. So we do need to sort of mine down into those, find out exactly what causes might be present, and then how best to manage it. But first, of course, we need to effectively diagnose.
Sure. Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Thank you.
And just remind me, because I don't want to embarrass myself, I know that you're a doctor. What kind of doctor are you exactly?
I'm an ear, nose and throat surgeon.
Yes, yeah, of course you are. Yeah, that's not intimidating at all, is it? No. Right, I really have to look after you now, Edwin, don't I?
You do. I feel a little bit sorry for Scott. It's not going to be easy because obviously I'm coming from a specialist background, but I know he'll do the right thing, and Scott's an excellent vet, so I'm very happy to leave Edwin in his capable hands.
And one thing I must say is that I have always had a soft spot for animals with human names. I've got the dogs Betty and Dave, and actually the first cat that I ever treated in the UK was called Colin, which I loved.
Yes.
So Edwin is right up my street.
To us, he's perfect.
Well, he certainly is.
I've never known a cat to be quite so soft as Edwin is. He never scratches. He wants to be with you the whole time. He talks to you and loves to lie on our pillows at night when we're sleeping. Bye-bye, Edwin. You be a good boy today, and I'll see you later. Hand you to Scott. There we go.
There we go. Right. Come on, handsome boy. No pressure.
Be good, both of you.
Right, we'll try. We'll try. Say bye, Mummy.
Bye, Edwin.
The great thing is, I mean, there's barely anything to be done in here, really, is there?
It's very low maintenance.
The wallpaper's done. You know, I'll glue that bad boy back.
In Isleworth, Scott's wife Zoe is still in shock about her husband's choice of site for the new clinic.
And there's something about the plaster coming away from the wall that says, I'm reassured.
It gives it that lived-in feeling that we were going for.
Like something lived here and then died here.
Yeah. And is probably still dead here.
Zoe's sister Maz has been managing Scott's practices for more than 4 years.
This is the most pressure Scott and I have been under in our partnership at work, without a doubt. As long as we don't fall out over it, then everything's going to be great.
Oh, wow.
So this will be the consult room. When Scott and I first started working together, we were both very aware that family and business don't always get along. It's a tough one. It's a nerve-wracking thing, because obviously the family is the most important bit. If Scott was in the room, I'd tell you he was in charge.
This is possibly the ugliest room I've ever seen in my life.
I'm in a special position in that I'm ruled with an iron fist by 2 lionesses in my life.
It's the bars putting me off. I can't work out if it's keeping things out or keeping you in.
I don't envy Scott for being married to one of us and then working with the other one. I really don't. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Right, you have to be really careful coming down.
You may never come back.
Because you might never come back.
This renovator's delight needs to be transformed in just 3 months.
This is actually horrifying. He did not mention it was like this.
I think you should have said repair.
Build.
Start from scratch. Yeah. On the upside, we'll get to spend a lot of time here. Okay.
Don't.
It's going to be great once it's done. But there is so much to do. So much to do. And part of me could strangle Scott for that.
You're actually scared being here?
Yeah, but not because I think there's something else here, because I've got to turn this into a veterinary practice.
I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Oh, God. Edwin, I got a little confession to make, is that I'm slightly allergic to long-haired cats, so I'm getting relatively similar clinical signs to you right now.
3-year-old Edwin is coughing and struggling for breath. But Scott's concerned the cat's runny nose could be something serious.
Cats do die because of asthma attacks. There's varying degrees of severity, of course, but the worst case scenario is, yes, they can be alone, they can be stressed, they can have an attack, they're unable to breathe, and they can die. He must behave so well, this cat.
Such a good boy.
Yeah. Certainly the rag doll coming through in his easygoing
Yes,
nature.
very much so. If they could all be like this, our job would be a lot easier.
So today it's about trying to diagnose the condition and see how far down the line towards asthma Edwin really is. So first of all, we're going to do some blood work. We're going to be doing some x-rays as well, having a look at the chest and seeing if there's any changes.
All right, buddy. Oxygen on.
X-ray. So the news is that it does look like the early stages of asthma. All the tubes leading down to the airways are just a little bit thickened. It shows they're a little bit inflamed, but I do think, looking at this X-ray, there's definitely lots we can do to help manage this condition.
But suddenly, what was a routine investigation has turned into an emergency.
He's just not breathing the best at the minute.
Edwin has crashed on the table.
Okay, so you just have to start giving some positive air pressure.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to inflate the chest to just get a better clarity to that lung picture. But by doing that, he just stopped breathing for a little bit. When you have an animal that tries to die on you, you go into autopilot. Have we got the drops that go under the tongue somewhere? And all that training that we've done just kicks in, and straight away we start giving him some injections to try and stimulate his breathing. And at the same time, giving him positive air pressure, just putting some air back into those lungs, getting him going again. That was him.
Yeah, it was him.
Is that, it wasn't you, was it?
That wasn't me. It was him.
There we go, good boy. Oh, dear, okay. So that's a nice breath there. So, yeah, he just decided to... Did someone just switch the lights off? Can you switch it back on, please?
But just as the tension starts to subside...
You're kidding.
There's another unexpected setback.
I think the power's gone.
The power's gone. Automatically, there are swear words going through my head, but you've just got to get on with the job. You have to try and not panic. It's tough.
Just keep your wits about you and focus on the cat. Keep the ISO off. Did someone just switch the lights off? Can you switch it back on, please? Just keep your wits about you and focus on the cat. Keep the ISO off.
At the Richmond Practice, Edwin the cat has just been revived after crashing on the X-ray table. But now a power blackout has plunged the treatment room into darkness. Scott is trying to keep everyone calm.
Finally, we get Edwin breathing again, and then just out of the blue, the power goes and we have absolutely no light. The only light I've got to look at Edwin with, the emergency lighting. Insane. We'll check the power box and everything is up. Whole street's off.
The whole street. You're kidding.
Okay. The one bit of monitoring equipment we've got is on battery. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to do anything more until we have light. No. Yep.
For second-year vet nurse Jess, this is a confronting lesson.
It's just a panic, really. For my first time experiencing something like that, it's a bit of a shock. They train you how to deal with these situations, but you're never really properly prepared for it.
Oh. Hey. Hey. Let there be light. And a breathing patient.
More importantly so.
Yes. Good boy. Right, now we can see you again. Let's do the next step.
To try to find out more about the state of Edwin's lungs, Scott now wants to carry out another procedure.
Just as we go to perform the bronchoalveolar lavage, which is putting a tube and then fluid down into his lungs, Edwin decides to stop breathing again. There's too much at stake here. He's far too compromised, and there's absolutely no way, when a cat isn't breathing, am I going to put fluid down his lungs. We're going to wake this cat up because he's just not stable. We're just not in a position to go any further at the moment. And doing another procedure which could further compromise his breathing is just not a good idea. Not a good idea for him, certainly not a good idea for us. All right, it's okay, it's all right, I know. Gave us a fright there, didn't you? We know how much Lisa loves this cat. He's certainly not going to die on my watch, I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's hairs on the back of the neck stuff. All right, so a very complicated case just got more complicated, okay? Yeah. So you guys need to watch this cat like a hawk, okay? No one leaves the side of Edwin this afternoon. If you need a toilet break, tag in your mate. I was very proud of Emma and Jess. Jess, it's the first time she's seen anything like that. And rather than cry or shake or be in the corner, she was actively participating in resuscitating Edwin and bringing him back to life. She's a good one, that one. Watch this space. This is what we all trained for, and you both did excellent, really, really well. So good job, good hustle.
Any situation like this, the few hours afterwards are always the crucial ones. He's still not fully recovered. Yeah, this is us set in for the afternoon now. When you've got a critical patient, you don't leave it side.
Later that day, Nina from rescue group All Dogs Matter arrives to start Honey on her new journey.
Hi there, hi, I'm Scott, how are you?
Hi, I'm Nina, nice
Hi,
to meet
Nina,
you.
and
You're
more importantly,
right.
very good. This is Honey.
Hello, little sweetheart.
Isn't she gorgeous?
Very rewarding for the dog, for you as a human. When we see them progressing and finally landing on their paws, it's just wonderful. Gorgeous,
Find
look
her
at
home.
her. She's so cute. Look at those beautiful eyes. It's much better now. Is more comfortable.
It was lovely to see the bond that Nina struck up straight away with Honey. And I tell you, the more and more she spoke to Honey, the more and more I wanted to speak. What a great accent. There's a kisses. Oh, no. There's a kiss. Oh, dear. And tongues. Well, that's very French.
I told you to have a bit of a French side. Yeah.
It's always sad to see them go, but I tell you what, she is an absolute stellar dog, and she's going to find a great owner, I have no doubt. Hopefully, you'll let me come and do a house visit soon, because I'd just love to see how she gets on.
Of course.
All right then, bye-bye, beautiful. Hey, good luck at your new home. I don't think it's going to be long before you've got a loving family to go to. Ooh, you're beautiful. All right, all the best.
Thank you very much
See
for
ya.
everything.
Thanks so much for coming.
See you later. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, honey. See ya.
Bye.
Hi, buddy. How are we doing? A little bit better than this morning. You ready to go home? I need to take you out of your litter tray, though, because you're not helping me being stuck in there.
As for Edwin, it's been 5 hours since his near-death experience.
Hello, buddy.
Here he is.
Here's a handsome guy. Look, who's that? Where's Mummy?
Scott's not looking forward to breaking that news to Edwin's owner, Lisa, who just happens to be an ear, nose and throat surgeon.
So, yeah, eventful day. He gave me a bit of a shock today because we went through the process, took the blood's beautiful. We then went to X-ray, and just after that, he stopped breathing. And then he decided to not breathe for quite a considerable amount of time. So he had to do external air resuscitation, just basically filling his lung.
Oh, well, with my animals, I have to say nothing surprises me, but, obviously Scott and his team are, consummate professionals.
Lisa's taken it well, but Scott's decided not to give too much information.
Although I'm always completely honest with clients, sometimes there's maybe a little bit too much honesty, and I wonder if we say that we were watching the cat recover in darkness because all the power had gone out, might have been a step too far, so I think I might tell her that tomorrow. I think you and I thought maybe it was at the milder end of asthma. Yeah. The way he's responded to just basic breathing under anaesthetic makes me think that it's much more severe than we first anticipated. So I'm going to be recommending to Lisa that we start with a puffer spray, an inhaler. Just something to be able to provide Edwin with a medication which will cool down the allergic reaction, cool down the inflammation, and get him breathing a little bit easier.
What do you think of that? Too bad? Indifferent.
Yes.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not overly impressed.
We will see an improvement, which will mean that we shouldn't get caught out by an asthma attack in the future. So although it was scary for me today, I think the long term is actually pretty bright for him.
Can you hear that, Edwin? Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
I think he's in good hands.
We've got a diagnosis, we've got a plan, and we'll carry on from there.
All right, well, mate, your time is done, and I'm really glad that I've been able to send you home in one piece after the scare.
Well, thank you so much.
Today.
I'm sorry he caused you so much trauma.
Oh, no worries, mate.
I'm sorry.
I really hope that he's going to get in this box a little bit easier than he got out.
In you go, good boy. Good boy. Right, let's get you home and get you some supper.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
all right, take care, bye-bye.
One week later, and the major renovation of the Isleworth building is underway. Reluctant project manager Maz is already feeling the deadline pressure.
If anyone sees Scott, tell him I want to work with him.
The clinic has to open in 3 months.
It's just a bit frightening, as I was hoping things would start to look neater, as opposed to, like that. Hey, can I put a hole in the wall?
Maz has decided what she needs is some stress relief therapy.
Originally, I was thinking, you need to have a bit of anger behind you, don't you, to kind of put this really big hammer through a wall. It might be wrong, but I am thinking of Scott as I'm doing this. And then I remembered that I was standing in this building that Scott had put me in with this wall that needed to come down, and the hammer kind of swung by itself, really. This one's for you, Scott. Loving this. Amazing. As much as we're in full swing of it all, the finish line, sadly, is, well, it's quite far away, and yet somehow it doesn't seem far enough away at the same time. Oh, we've broken through! It's probably a bit lucky he's not here, actually. He would run if he saw me holding this. He would actually run. Roar! Yeah. And my work is done.
Come on, pup.
Good
girl.
Look at my girls. She's got both.
Another 2 weeks later, and Honey is looking very relaxed in her forever home.
Good girl.
The Shar Pei's new family are Gwen, Philip, and their daughter Catherine. Honey also has 2 new doggy siblings.
We saw her on the website, decided we really liked her, but she was actually at a foster home, so we were told we can go and see her. So we took Riley, the pug, with us to see how they got on, and me and my mum fell in love with her. So she came for a week, and she just didn't leave. She just stayed, so it worked out really well for her.
Now we've got large, medium and small. Which I like that.
I just hope she knows that she's staying here now. I'm not sure she knows that yet.
Hello!
Hello, gorgeous girl. How are you?
As promised, Scott's arrived to check up on one of his favourite patients.
I'm elated to see just how comfortable Honey seems to be, and Catherine already seems to adore her. Well, let's have a little exam of her, shall we? Hello, who are you? Hello, who's this guy?
This is Nelson.
Hello, handsome. And you got a pug over there as well.
And this is Riley over here. So we've got quite a collection here.
Yeah. Let's have a little look at your eyes first. They do look fantastic. The scars have healed really well. They both seem the same size and shape, and you can start seeing those beautiful brown eyes that she's got as well.
Lovely eyes.
Really do. And how's her skin been going?
Even the 2 weeks she's been here, I think she looks a lot better.
Yeah, well, she's certainly not itchy anymore, scratching herself to death, and it definitely looks a lot less red, a lot less sore. There's no scabs. From a behavioural point, she does seem very stressed here.
She looks stressed, doesn't she?
You are so chilled and happy in your new home, aren't you?
I love Honey. I couldn't imagine our house without her now. She's my new baby. She comes to bed with me for half an hour every night and has a cuddle. Then she goes back downstairs, and then she comes and wakes me up for work in the morning, which is better than an alarm. It's a nice wake-up call, yeah.
As a vet, to treat a dog and see them getting better, that's one thing. But then to find a family in a home as great as this, for this great little dog, I'm absolutely over the moon, so yeah.
You deserve it, don't you, Honey?
Yeah, you're a lucky girl, and so are you. You're a lucky girl.
I am as well.